values which I see as the core of Israeli society nowadays. 3 or 4 sets of values which explain everything, in my view. The first, very deep-rooted value, and let's face it, is the value that we are the chosen people. Seculars and religious will claim so. And even if they don't admit it, they feel so. And the implementation is very simple. If we are the chosen people, who are you to tell us what to do? Who are you? Who is the international community to tell Israel what to do? International law? Who? Wonderful thing. It doesn't apply on us. It applies on any other place on earth, not on Israel. Because we are the chosen people, don't you understand it? The second very deep-rooted value is obviously the value of we, the victims, not only the biggest victims, but the only victims around. I don't recall one occupation in which the occupier presents himself as the victim. Not only the victim, the only victim. If to quote here the late Golda Meir, whom I quoted also last time, I know, but it is so unforgettable I have to use it again. She once said that we will never forgive the Arabs for forcing us to kill their children. We are the victims. We are forced to kill their children. Poor us. And as the victim and the only victim in history, again, it enables us the rights to do whatever we want, and nobody is going to tell us what to do, because we are the only victims. To this, there is a third, very deep-rooted value, and this is the very deep belief, again, everyone will deny it, but if you scratch under the skin of almost every Israeli, you'll find it there. The Palestinians are not equal human beings like us. They are not like us. They don't love their children like us. They don't love life like us. This is very, very deep-rooted in Israeli society, and maybe that's the key issue. Because as long as this continues, nothing will move. As long as most of the Israelis don't perceive the Palestinians as equal human beings, we are so much better than them. We are so much developed than them. And we are so much human than them. As long as this is the case, all our dreams, and we have some dreams, and I'll get to them, all our dreams will never become true as long as this core issue will not change.
Hey there, my family. This is your brother Dana, and I'm coming to you from the city of Atlanta. You know, the decision today from the Supreme Court was not a shock to me, because we know that every system in this nation, including the justice and the Supreme Court, was made to sustain, maintain, and above all else, protect white supremacy, white power, white privilege. But see, this is what my white family don't understand. And what they don't understand is the time of us Gentiles is up. The time of the Gentiles is up, white family. So it doesn't matter about your military power. It doesn't matter about your president in the office. It doesn't matter even about the Supreme Court's decision to protect your white supremacy. Because the Bible says that the time of the Gentiles will come to a fulfillment. And you are the generation to see and witness the fulfillment. Luke 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Those are our black brothers and sisters. And will be led away captive into all nations. That was our black brothers and sisters, ancestors that were taken into all nations by the Atlantic slave trade. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles, who are our current white, Ashkenazi, Jewish people. And look up what ish on the end of the word means in the English language. And these Jewish Gentiles will trodden down Jerusalem until the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. To you, my Gentile family members, the time of our reign has been fulfilled. It is now time for Jacob to rise to the head. Our black brothers and sisters that we have held captive underneath white supremacy for more than 400 years, they are the real Hebrews of the Bible. And what took place in Egypt to the powerful Pharaoh and his kingdom will be exactly what takes place into this mystery Babylon, the United States of America. As God, or the Most High God, comes to set his precious chosen children, our black brothers and sisters, the real Hebrews of the Bible, free. And so there is no Supreme Court ruling, there is no president, no army, no intelligence that you can have to hold back the Most High Yah God coming to get his children. Remember, Pharaoh thought he was all that in a bag of chips too.
This is their book. This is written about their family. You can easily see it from beginning to end that this is about one people. One people. He's not the God of the Gentiles, the Hudim, the Greek. He's only the Elohim of Israel. Christians have done nothing but leech off the heritage of another people. They practice replacement theology and put themselves as the people of the book. Yahweh has a people that he was sent to. And it's the lost sheep of the house of Israel, his firstborn son. I am not sorry to tell you that Abraham, the father of the faith, was not a Christian. He was a Hebrew. I am in no way apologetic to tell you that his son Isaac also was a Hebrew. And I am no way going to tiptoe around the fact that Jacob was a Hebrew whose name was changed to Israel, who gave birth to the 12 tribes.
They changed his name plus his image too. So
They
they made a
changed
whole,
his
they made
name.
a whole character.
They made a whole characteristic. Now check this out. They even took away all the antiquity of the ancients and replaced them with European versions. They literally took away all the dark-skinned versions of all the apostles, the artwork, all the antiquity, and replaced it with European fair-skinned counterparts, changing the vision of Yeshua completely and giving him the face of Caesar Augustus. That's the guy that you see with kind of like the brown hair perm. Like this. We can even type in Abraham right now on Google and it would show all these European men. Now, we got to ask ourselves, why is that a problem? It's a problem because why is it popping up so much? When we know that, number one, they wouldn't even be close to European, but number two, they'd be more resembling of African people because everyone from the Fertile Crescent beyond that were black and brown people. Black and brown people.
Black and brown people.
Black is a color. There's no such thing as color when you're naming nations. Nations comes from fathers. And it's really ignorant to call people black people. But if you do the research, the true nationality of the so-called black people is Israelite or Hebrew Israelites. Yes, they are Hebrew Israelites. And that's not a religion. That's not a cult. It's strictly a nationality bloodline of people, and it's that simple. They're a bloodline, and you cannot convert into being an Israelite. You can't, change to be an Israelite. You are what your father was, what your forefathers are. You are what your father was, what your forefathers are. Your forefathers are. Your forefathers are.
Speaks about it in Luke 21:24. That there's going to be a time period where the Gentiles take over, and at the end times, the Hebrew Israelites are going to wake up, they're going to come to themselves, they're going to remember who they are, and they're going to start coming back to Yah and his commands, and when they do, that is when the second Exodus takes place. I just wanted to leave my testimony for you as a Gentile believer in Yeshua HaMashiach, that I came to the understanding that the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade and probably some indigenous African Americans here that were here beforehand, I think might be some of the lost tribes of Israel who were here when Columbus got here, that understand that you guys are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, that people around the world understand as descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. My testimony is about 3 years ago in December, I was reading the book of Revelation. As you know, it's the only book in the Bible that promises a blessing to those who read it, and it turned out to be true for me. I was in chapter 4 and verse 3, and he that sat on the throne was to look like a jasper and sardine stone, and there was a rainbow around the throne in the sight like unto an emerald. When I saw jasper and sardine stone, I looked those stones up, and the color of them was basically like a black man's skin. And then I turned back thinking of what Revelation 13 and 14, 1, 13 and 14 say. His head and hair were like wool. Of course, we know what African Americans' hair is like. It's like wool. White as snow, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet were like unto fine brass, as if it had been burned in a furnace. And so obviously we know what color that is. So that's when I realized that Jesus Christ was a black man, but I didn't put two and two together about his descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who the entire Old Testament and the New Testament, and Jesus speaks about it in Luke 21:24, that there's going to be a time period where the Gentiles take over, and at the end times, the Hebrew Israelites are going to wake up, they're going to come to themselves, they're going to remember who they are, and they're going to start coming back to Yah and his commands, and when they do, that is when the second Exodus takes place, and Jesus' return happens. So it was a big, so I accepted that Jesus was black based on the Bible itself, and
so we all know Jesus was a black man, right? Duh. But did you know that the white man we see on the cross today was actually Da Vinci's gay lover, Cesare Borgia?
Now this dude, Cesare Borgia, also used to have relations with his own sister.
Oh yeah, and he killed his own brother. So you mean to tell me that all them homophobic Christians out there have been worshiping a gay man?
Who banged his own sister and killed his own brother?
The irony is not lost on me.
Sword, which is the Roman Empire, and did live. They lived through the religion of Christianity, and Christianity spread Romanism throughout the world. Right. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Who had power? Satan. That's right. And what is that power? It's in the Christian church. Nowadays you have movies and television and how do this image have power to speak lies? Whenever you turn on a Christian movie today, you see white Caesar Borgia, Jesus, healing people, speaking the scriptures over people. You see white David killing Goliath, who's white. You see you see Adam and Eve, white. You see Noah, white. You see John the Revelator, lying, writing the book of Revelation as a white man. So color doesn't matter. It sure does. What, Mary? All of them. You see Paul healing people as a white man. Lie. You know what movies we're talking about. They're all lies. They were all black as coal. 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 They were all black as coal.
Really, Rabbi, let us have your name once more.
My name is Rabbi Yehuda Ben Shomer.
Okay. Well, is it okay if we just call you Yehuda?
Yeah, that's fine.
Today? Okay,
yeah, that's
great.
fine. No problem at all. I'll go on even further to say this, that the slave trade is actually connected to Deuteronomy 28, because the majority of the slaves that were brought to the Caribbean islands and brought to the Americas were Ibu people, were people of Hebrew and Hebraic Israelite descent, if you will. And so if you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, it matches perfectly what happened to the Hebrew slaves, the black Hebrew slaves, during the slave trade. It just matches it perfectly.
Back up now. I think we just rung a bell here. Hold up now.
Okay.
Hold up. Hold the presses.
Okay.
Hold up. I hope everyone is listening to this. This is you about to rock some boats now, Ben Yehuda there. Hold up now. Listen to what he's saying here. So you are saying that there's a great chance, or more so, that the black people that links directly to the slave trade are from the lost tribes of Israel. Is that what you're saying here, sir?
Yes, I am.
Why does Jesus being black matter? Why does his skin color matter? Well, it matters because this fake white Jesus that people be praising was made white for oppression, for brainwashing. And if skin color doesn't matter, if Jesus being black does not matter, change all the images. Change all the jewelry you got of a white Jesus. Change all the statues y'all got. Change all the artwork y'all got to a black Jesus. If it doesn't matter, it's so easy. It's a simple fix. Why not if it doesn't matter? But it does matter. But it does matter, huh? But it does matter. And that's why you won't change anything. And that's why even though y'all know Jesus is black, you make every excuse in the book on why now it doesn't matter. People cannot fathom that the person they've been praising looks just like the people they've been oppressing.
So when are white Christians gonna admit that if Jesus showed up in America in 2020, he would be a black man shot by the police? Think about it. He literally was a black man. He literally was a black man.
He literally was a black man. He literally was a black man.
And he was murdered by his judicial system because he went against the system of power that was oppressing people. Like, that's literally America.